Please welcome this week's special guest, Stuart. So, Victoria, what is Stuart to you?
This is Stuart. He once laughed so much at something I said on Only Connect, he passed out.
Right, so Victoria's fainting fan. Greg, how do you know Stuart?
This is Stuart, and when I opened his butcher's shop, he paid me in sausages.
Greg's butcher buddy. And finally, David, what is your relationship with Stuart?
This is Stuart. He's the lollipop man. He's the lollipop man whose lollipop I held when he was suddenly called away on non-lollipop-related business.
So, there we have it. Lee's team, where do you want to begin?
Right. I've seen Only Connect. First question, what was the team called?
No, he wasn't on the show.
Oh, he's in the audience.
A viewer at home.
Oh, he's a viewer at home.
Well, you'll know, Lee, because you've seen the show, one of my hilarious jokes. He actually passed out at home from laughing.
Right. Do you want to have a little bit of time, or do you want to tell us that hilarious joke? But before you do, I must warn you, watching at home, you might want to turn the volume down. What Victoria is about to say could kill you.
It wasn't really a joke, it was a story. So one of the clues, a picture clue, and it was Schnorbits.
Bernie Winter's dog.
Yeah, the dog, exactly.
Very well done. Obviously, you'd have to identify all four to get the points, but... And I told a story as background to the question about the time that Schnorbits fell into Terry Scott's swimming pool and had to be rescued by Barbara Windsor. Control yourself, Stuart.
That story resulted in somebody laughing so much, well, my God, it's the way you tell them.
I think what really got Stuart might have been my subsequent quip. That's a party I'd like to have been at.
No, even with that, I'm... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a nice, witty comment. I could crack a smile at home. I might even, if I was watching it, I'd go...
It's not necessarily a joke. I think it was just... It's a funny story.
Is it not true that the average Only Connect audience member may be, you know, a little bit elderly and people are just regularly passing out anyway?
It's a practical question. If this happened in his house, how do you know about it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
His family wrote to me and said that he was hospitalised laughing at something I'd said.
They weren't after money, were they?
No, they said, you know, they thought I'd like to know about it because maybe I would send him a get-well-soon card, which I did.
All right. Who would you like to quiz next?
OK, so, Greg, what's the name of the butchers?
Sampson's.
Samson's?
Sampson's...
Yeah. He's risking it a bit, having his hair cut like that, isn't he?
It's Stuart Sampson, so it's his butchers.
Samson's Butchers.
Because I grew up in Bromley. It was our local family butcher. And then...
He used to butcher families. But only if they live locally.
Yeah.
I'm the local family butcher. Do you live local and have you got a family?
Yeah, he's the family butcher, and then when I left and then I got onto Radio 1, Mum and Dad still know Stuart, so he said, would Greg want to come down, maybe bring Radio 1 down, bit of press coverage.
OK.
So...
Do you like sausages?
Love sausages.
Oh, great.
Who
So
doesn't
this
love
is like the
sausages?
perfect way of paying you, because you don't have to pay tax on it, you don't have to declare it. Don't you declare
Don't need to get into that. Why are you...
But this is
We're all getting paid in sausages, so... It's a new thing.
How far ahead of this gig did you know that was... Presumably, you were just doing it as a favour to an old family friend.
Well, we did it as a wacky bit on the radio.
Oh, it was included on the radio show?
So we went to his shop and we were broadcasting live from the butcher's.
OK.
And so we sort of cut the ribbon, but it was a string of sausages.
Right.
So that was the...
And what, did you do a speech?
Well, I said, here we go, welcome to... welcome...
Did you write that yourself?
Yeah. It got better.
Oh, right. There's only one way to go, though, to be fair.
Now, what about David?
David.
Lollipop man,
So
standing.
you held his lollipop stick so he could go and do non-lollipop duties.
Yes.
So, first of all, what were the non-lollipop duties?
He had to hurry home because a sofa was being delivered.
Presumably, then, he didn't actually return, so it wasn't a...
He didn't return.
So it wasn't a short standing, you were
the lollipop man.
I was for, I mean, I would say between 9 and 11 minutes.
Wow. Let's just say, like normal people, for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Did he give you the uniform?
He gave me his hat and a sort of flory jacket thing.
Tabard thing.
Yeah, and the all-important rod of power.
How many children do you think you helped cross the road?
Say maybe 30.
OK, so between 29 and 31. And did you... Did you have any banter with the kids?
No.
Did you just do your usual of, hurry up?
No, I think I probably, you know, I went, oh, right, yes, this way.
This way?
This way.
I think they know the way.
Can I ask a question about emotion?
He won't know the answer.
How did you feel when you were the lollipop man?
Holding the rod of power.
I felt a bit stressed, but it went fine. Only a couple of minor injuries.
Tell us about how it began. Now, were you there dropping off your own child at school, or did you just happen to be on one of your long runs in the morning? I mean, what were you doing?
I was dropping off...
I think what Rob's asking is, what were you doing within 200 yards of a playground? Given the, you know, given the court
most people are allowed.
Right.
Wait, hold on a minute. Did David tell you about this story about the lollipop guy?
OK, well, first of all, this isn't true, because Stuart is a person that laughed at one of my jokes.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm completely... Yeah,
This is new territory on the show now.
Yes, I'm in a slightly odd place philosophically. Let me say, I'll use the conditional tense. Were this to be true, which it isn't, David certainly would have come home a bit flustered and told me what occurred.
David, you've obviously heard Victoria telling you about Stuart fainting. You've heard about that? And you...
Well, no, because it's not true.
All right, we need an answer. So, Lee's team. Is Stuart Victoria's fainting fan, Greg's butcher buddy, or David's lollipop lender?
I think it's Victoria.
Why?
I just know, I just had an... Because first I thought,
Yeah, but
OK,
she told us the joke.
No, I know,
I'd like to say, all right, it was quite amusing, but it wasn't even that.
but the punchline was, oh, I would have loved to have been at that party. That was the punchline. Was that the punchline, or...?
You haven't seen my show, have you?
No.
I don't watch it, it's too risky.
Yeah.
Victoria, how did you feel when you heard the news?
About the injury?
No, about your husband being a lollipop man.
I would say it was a mixture of concerned and delighted.
All right.
To have told a story that was so funny someone was hospitalised. Maybe you'll find out one day.
All right, who is telling the truth?
I think it's Victoria, personally.
I'm just going to put it out there, it's Greg, and I know you two don't agree with me.
You think, Victoria, you think Greg?
Go on, Captain, you decide.
Yeah, you go.
It's me or him. You decide.
It is literally 50-50.
Can I just say it might be me as well?
We are going to go with Victoria.
Stuart, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Stuart, and laughed that hard at Victoria's very funny story.
Yes, Stuart is Victoria's fainting fan. Thank you very much, Stuart.